Okay, so we are coming up to about, well, roughly around the 18th, 19th of October, and we're going to start working on the purple pop. Just moved it from where it's been stored for the last week or so, and it's developed a flat rear tyre. I don't know if that's been let down on purpose or whether we've got a flat, but as far as I was concerned, that was fine when I left it. Just allowing this to run just to get up to temperature a bit. And although we are in the rain today, or light rain, I'm going to utilise the water to have a go on this here and wet sand it and see whether or not we can get that looking better. Oh, where's that gone? That gone flat? Great, that's gone dead. Always remember to charge that. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do today, I think. Just take down that. And yeah, so that's what we've got to do. We also need to sort the wiring out on this, and still I'm umming and erring about replacing this, because it's going to cost me about 9 quid to replace that. And then yeah, other than that, at the moment that I can think of, that's what we're doing. So yeah, right, let's crack on and see what we can do on this door. Right, first things first, just get this clean of any dirt, contaminants and everything. And at the moment you can't actually see anything, but that's because the water sort of hides it all. But when this would dry, it would look absolutely awful. But we are going to now 1500 wet sand this area, and fingers crossed, everyone, that this is going to sort out, because I really don't want to be spray painting a door, especially in October as well. So I'm going to just try my best on this, and hopefully it will come out okay. But at the moment you wouldn't think there's any damage there. So let me set you up on a tripod and we'll get going on it. So 1500 is done, because it's still sort of wet, as in it's wet outside. Actually, do you know what? I think I'm gonna have to, yeah. Didn't think that the panel went out as far as that, so I'm gonna have to 1500 up to actually about here. I was gonna say the next job was to use 2500, a lot finer. But yeah, I'm going to have to go back on this one again, because you can see it goes all the way up to here. So, right, back on the 1500. It's dried up now a bit, so we've now got the true extent of this. I think you can still see we've still got some marks here, but it hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to come out all right. So we're going to put on the DA polisher with some C3, some quite heavy compound. We're going to try and cut through, see what we can do, see if we can make this look a lot better. So, initial thoughts. I mean, it'll need another going over, another cutting of the G3, but it's definitely not looking like there's really any massive. I mean, this is. I don't think I'm going to get rid of this here. But once this is cleaned, another going over, I actually can't see really any issues in the paintwork. And I'm not just saying that as I'm so great. I'm not, far from it. But wet sanding potentially looks like that sorted it out. So yeah, I'll give this another going over. Nothing too intense, because when you do cut back on this lacquer, just doing this once or twice, basically, is you think it looks okay, and then you look at it when it's actually completely clean, like the car's completely clean, you can still see the difference between where you wet sanded it, polished it, and where you've just cleaned it. So I'll give this another go. So in the first video, when I got this car from BCA, you hopefully have seen that the wiper motor, or the wiper, was not settling back into the usual position. So if you ever see a Fiat 500 with the wiper blade like halfway up or just not sitting in position, it's one of two things. It's either the wiring from the hatch or the motor for the wiper. It's one of those two things. Now, what happened, or what in this case happened, was an initial check of those wires. As you saw there was no sign that there was any damaged wires. So
immediate thought was it was the motor. So as you can see here, we've taken off the soundproofing to get to the motor to swap it out. And what happened was we plugged it in and the motor wasn't the issue. So we've gone back to the wiring, opened it up more, and right by the actual hatch itself, right at the top, you can see here the wires are cut. Now, when I say the wires are cut, no one's gone and cut them. It's just the way that these Fiat 500s are. The wiring is very thin, and as you can see, it was cut. So, needed to get those back. Now, some people can just put a whole new wiring loom in or anything like that, but ultimately you can just hopefully identify which wire needs to be fixed, and you can do it yourself basically. And in this case, I say do it myself, my dad's an electrician, so he was able to do that, and we were able to put that motor back in, and sure enough, everything worked fine, and the motor and the wiper is back.
Okay, so I've already had some comments from people outside of YouTube asking how this is getting on. And to be honest, I can't actually remember what I've said, but the gearbox has been replaced, and we've had a new clutch also put in there as well. Just might as well just get it all done. So in essence, that will hopefully, well, I say it's not a new gearbox, it's been taken from another car, but it runs fine now. There's no issues with that whatsoever. And so all we've pretty much got to do is this is due its MOT, and we need to make sure that everything is good. Now, I've just moved this around and it's come up with brake light issue, so possibly the bulb's gone, but I swear this was tested like a month or so ago, and that came up again and I replaced the bulb. So, but of course when I'm by myself I can't really do it, so I'm just waiting for my father to come back. We'll double check all the lights and everything, but then this can go for its MOT. New tyres have been put on the rears, if you could probably see here. Not that you really care what a tyre looks like. That's gone on, but for the MOT they'll stay on, and then when it's back I'll swap those new tyres with the fronts, because one, they're newer, two, that's where predominantly you're going to need all your grip and everything like that, so we'll swap those over after the MOT. Should get a pass, but I'm partly expecting some advisories. Done the best to get rid of rust on the beam and spray it to make it look a bit better, but you can't really realistically hide it. But yeah, for 12 plate, I have to say that I think this has had a bit of a tough life. I've had 12 plates that have been better in the past, but yeah, it is what it is. So it's not going to make me loads of money, because the gearbox was 200 and the fitting of it was another 200, so it's another 400 onto the price of the car. But yeah, so that's this one, and hopefully we'll get all the checks done on it and send it for an MOT, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it's a pass.